Hey mates, Blind Prime and Cream the Cat here, and today we're going to be talking about Transformers Studio Series Dark of the Moon Q, aka the Wheeljack. We're going to call him Wheeljack for the rest of this video because I hate calling him Q. There's only one Q in my opinion, and that was the Q from 007, and there will never be another Q. You know, Wheeljack did not get any love in the Michael Bay universe, so it's Wheeljack. And, we're not even going to talk about the Beast's Wheeljack because that was just sad. So, let's get into Wheeljack today and talk about him in full. I have him right here with a Mainframe, aka Teletran 1, aka that robot that came with the Ark. This Teletran 1 has had a difficulty in being, its keyboard has been low to the ground. And that is the biggest negative to this Mainframe, Teletran 1, is the keyboard is too short. Too close to the ground for other Transformers to use. It needed to be higher up. But you know what isn't? You know what works great with him? Q. Q works great with Mainframe, aka Teletran 1. Q works amazingly well with him because Q's got these splayed out fingers that are as if he's typing, and he's so short that he fits on the keyboard well, and his hands actually rest on the keyboard quite nice. Cream, you suck. His hands rest on the keyboard quite nicely. He is a fun guy. I think that this is just a wonderful thing you can do with him, and I love the fact that he interacts with Teletran 1 so well. That was a big surprise to me, and it's made me absolutely adore this figure. And whenever I'm done reviewing him, and he's done spending the year on the new figure shelf, he's going to be displayed with Mainframe here. With some other mini cons and stuff playing around with the computer. I think that it's really nice to have a figure that works with Teletran 1 so well. And I really wish that we would get more figures like this with hands that are splayed out so that they can type on Teletran 1. But let's move Teletran 1 out of the video for now. And let's really get into depth about this figure. Talk about his articulation and stuff. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. He does not really have the best ankle tilt. It's like a kind of leg tilt, so you got to come behind here and sort of break a transformation joint and make it spin sideways to get him ankle tilt. So that's not really working ankle tilt, and that's a shame. He doesn't have ankle tilt. He does have a knee that goes to 90, which is okay. He's got a hip that raises up. If you raise the skirt up on the side here, you got to raise the skirt up, and then you can raise that hip up. But that skirt definitely stops the hip from going maximum. That skirt is also really a stiff joint. He can kick forwards at almost a 90. He is not a very articulated person when it comes to his hips. He does have a thigh swivel, which is always nice. We always appreciate a way to swivel. Now we come up here to his upper body. He doesn't rotate. He has no rotation at the core. Sorry. Anybody who wants them to have waist rotation, he does not. His leg, his arms can move around. They're on a ball joint, so they can do some decent movement. But there's these things on his shoulders definitely inhibit his maneuverability. His elbows also pull a 90, and there is a swivel at the forearm, a forearm swivel, not a bicep swivel, a forearm swivel. His head can kind of move left and right. It's a really stiff joint. He can look up and down just a little bit, but not very much. I think it's better if you move his head in the upwards position while you have him playing around with Teletran. And for that, we'll talk about his hands here. He's only got 3 fingers and a thumb. Really weird hands, but they're splayed out and they're open. So, you can just kind of rest them on a computer. It's like their fingers just resting on the home keys on a computer. I think that's really nice. He also has this way to hold stuff, but it sucks. He comes with this accessory and another accessory that I promptly forgot where I put it, which is the cooler accessory is the other one. This one's just some sort of ninja staff. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense why he would use it. So we're just gonna kind of, I don't know how to make him hold it. It's a stupid weapon. That's a really stupid weapon. I don't know what to do with it. I just always have it on his back because you could kind of get it into his hand like that. And there it is. Oh, no, wait, it fell out. Maybe if we spin it around and we slide it in through there. Yeah, this thing sucks. This is just, I don't know what you're supposed to do with it other than try to put it in his hands, but his hands don't want to hold it. They just don't. Maybe his other hand wants to hold it. Does your other hand want to hold it, sir? Let's try to get your other hand to hold this crazy weapon. No. Let's see if we slip it in down here at the middle area. Can we kind of get check? No. What about it this way? Oh, there we go. We got it. We got it. You just had to kind of shove it around his fingertips in the middle point, and there you go. Now he's wielding his quarterstaff. Well, we'll call it a quarterstaff. It feels like a quarterstaff made from a bent up I-beam. That's kind of what I'm getting here, impression wise. Pretty cool. As weapons go, it's not the best, I'll be honest. But whatever. It's a weapon, and he can also, I think, store it on his arm somewhere. No, it just stores on his back. There's a little square spot. Not even a siege port, just a little square spot. And this little square indent on it goes into that square spot, and there you go. It's across his back. Pretty neat, but we're going to put it off to the side. He also came with a spanner. I don't know what happened to the spanner. Now, let's talk sculpt work. Decent stuff going on with his feet. I like that his feet actually feel like they're in boots instead of some weird robot toes or something like that. These actually feel like feet and in boots. Really nice. I like the roundedness. It's cool to have a character that's kind of got those round edges going on there. His leg is actually really well sculpted. We get some pistons and stuff in there to make up for the knee motion and stuff. I love that. I love those little textures in there. The line textures, good. It's a fun little guy when it comes to these textures. These lines are excellent. He's got a little knee pad, or a little knee, but it's not really much. He's definitely on the mini-con scale. Coming up here to his thigh, we've got let's raise that hip skirt up and let's feel that thigh. We've got sculpting in the thigh. We've got a decent amount of sculpting in the thigh too. There's some folds and wiring, especially at the front. When you spin it around to the inside area, there is a bit of hollowness, but they sculpted inside of the hollowness to make the hollowness into actual rope. The entire thigh is sculpted all the way around. Excellent sculpt work in the thigh, and that is something else about the leg here. It's excellently sculpted, amazingly beautiful work here. And the thing that I enjoy most about it is you can tell where the car parts are because they're shiny and glossy and they feel smooth and slick. And it's neat to have this rough texture of all these robot parts, and then it sort of blends to the back of his leg where his car kibble is. But there's this blending aspect on the side of the legs where, in the inset, it's not so blended, okay? It just kind of abruptly changes to car mode stuff. But on the outset of the leg, there's a blending that occurs there, at least with the way I can feel. And it comes off very well, very organic, dare I say. Now we come up here to his groin area, and we've got his two little skirts that are on either side, and they feel like they're supposed to hold tools. Though for some reason I could never get the spanner tool to fit in anything on here. Maybe I was doing it wrong. Probably was. Because see the little hook thing on the side. Maybe the spanner was supposed to fit on the side there, but I could never figure it out. Anyway, these guys are alright. They are a little cumbersome because they're so stiff. They get in the way a lot. And they do inhibit his movement. Like, you got to specifically move them before you can move the legs because they're just that stiff. They have some decent textures on them, but they do feel like tool belts. It feels like, canisters that hold tools and stuff that he's got hanging around on his sides. And that's kind of what we get in the center here. We get like he's wearing a big old tool belt that goes around his girth because he's got a belly. This guy's got a bit of a pot belly on him. And you could tell, like, pops out a bit and goes up. He doesn't get much of a workout done. But you know that this is being a robot. All these are just canisters and chambers and stuff and things that he can open up and get tools out because he's literally a walking toolbox in this mode. He's got a tool for every job somewhere on his body. I like the intricate line work and the sculpting that's done around the belly area. We get a midsection that's sculpted in very nicely, even though there's no articulation there. We still can get the idea of articulation happening there. We get the this little area right below his head that's almost perfectly cleaned out, and that's of course his neck area and stuff, and it feels like he's wearing kind of a vest of tools over top of his main body. It's neat. I love these little little pockets and things that you can feel in here. There's one right there. There's another one. That one's a circle pocket. This one's a big long uh, pocket. Maybe he's got something in there that's bigger, maybe a scanner of some sort. On the other side, it's asymmetrical. Like the textures aren't the same on each side. There's differences to behold on each side. I love it whenever they go asymmetrical. Now, coming over here to the arms, the upper arm, the bicep is very well done. It's just I love the textures there. And more hydraulics and line work and what I call robot textures, because there's just no real good way to describe them except like using a lot of words. For instance, whatever that servos. Yeah, he's got some servos sculpted in here, and he's got some hydraulic things connected to the servo. Like that's a nice servo on the side. Coming down here to his arm. His arm is mainly made up of car part, and then his hand comes out from underneath it. And the inset of it isn't as well textured and sculpted as everything else. There's stuff there, but it's definitely not as good as the bicep. But yeah, you're normally going to be having those lower arms hidden behind the shield of a car part. What are you doing? Huh? You trying to knock something off my table? Yeah, you are. You trying to knock Star Convoy off the table? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. All right. So that is those things. Now, one of the more cooler aspects about him, next to his crazy head that feels like he's got a big eye, his head feels all right. It's just got a baldness to it, and it's weird getting a Transformer that feels like he doesn't have a helmet on. Like this guy just feels like he's all head, no helmet. It's weird. There's not even a crest above his head. It's so freaky. And then where are his side ears? It messes with me that this Wheeljack doesn't have side ears. Like, come on, Bay. You could have given us little side ears. They would have been fun. Though I think the coolest aspect about him, like his head is all right. It's just weird that it doesn't have a helmet on. Is the fact that the wheels for the car mode are on either side of his head, just kind of stacked up here, as if he's wearing like big old bulky shoulder pauldrons. And I love the bulky, goofy shoulder pauldrons this guy has. And then you spin it around to the back, and you get his rear wheels that are also back here, because the side of his car is just kind of folded across his back, as if it's a robe of some sort. And I think that's so much fun. He's got like this X-shaped robe going down his back, and it's the side of his car mode. And it was just, and it's just, his transformation will showcase that as being a really fun part of the transformation. But I like I like the feel of this guy. I like his silhouette. I like he's got these big old bulky shoulders and stuff, and he's got these huge forearms, and he's definitely got the muscles of an engineer. So that is a fun little character. Now, when it comes to this robot mode, what do I give it? I'm going to give this robot mode an A plus. This robot mode is top notch. He's a lot of fun, and if you have Teletran 1, it definitely makes the mode that much better. Teletran 1 really helps this mode become what it best can, and that is really cool. I do love how this guy comes together and how he looks. Now, let's get a couple of figures to do some size comparison. Let's come over here, grab something off of this here shelf. Let's see, what do we got? Come here, you. Don't. What are you? Oh. We got Lockdown again, because I just happened to grab him. So here's Lockdown from that Walmart line. And Lockdown and him are, lower your arms, Lockdown. We can't get a good size comparison. Got so many weapons on here. Let's see. They're actually about the same height. That's funny. No, Lockdown's taller. Lockdown is taller than Q here. There you go, shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Let's get a better figure. All right, we got. Oh, aerial bot. Okay, and who are you? You're another aerial bot. We want something other than an aerial bot, don't we? We want. There, here we go. Here's an aerial bot, and here is Prima. Okay, so we're going to compare him to Prima first. And here we go. Boom. He goes just to the bottom point of Prima's chest. So not the top one that's right below the head, but that bottom point that makes up the chest area. Side-by-side comparison, the top of his shoulders comes to the bicep, not bicep, the elbow for Prima. Pretty decent. Now let's take a look at. Will you stand on the ground? There you go. Good job. All right, now we're gonna look at this guy and the Harrier Jet one, which I forgot his name again. I'm gonna have to remember these aerial bots' names. I can't I never remember aerial bots' names. Let's see. They are nearly the same height in all ways, but Ouya, Q is smaller than him. Q's head comes up to the top of Q's head comes up to the bottom of this guy's chin. That is wild. It's wild how short this guy is. Now let's bring in a mini-bot. Let's get a mini-bot to compare. Let's see, do I have one just hanging out over here in vehicle robot mode? I think I do. Who do I have hanging out in robot mode? Huh? Who's in robot mode and ready to go? You are. Oh, probably one of the best mini-con sculpts out there. We've got Gears, I think. Yeah, I think this is Gears. So here we go, Gears. Yeah, you're Gears. All right, so here we go. Gears and him together. Gears and him are the same height. The tops of their heads are equal. Shoulder-wise, they're equal. Q is a mini-bot. Q is a mini-bot, and I am happy with this because he is not a Wheeljack. Wheeljack is not a mini-bot, but Q can be because Q is. This is not my zapper. What did I put that? Oh, here it is. Pulled out a pen, and now it's the wrong pen. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is a lot of fun. I like Q. I like him a lot. I'm happy I have him in my collection. If you can find Q, get Q. In my opinion, he is a blast of a figure. Thank you all so much for watching, and please tune in next Prime where we will teach you how to transform Q step by step verbally. Until then, bye-bye for now.